So in my efforts to be clear, I've been thinking a lot when I talk with my students. I've been thinking a lot about what I consider to be basic ideas, basic principles needed to learn how to play the violin. So here, let me share with you these thoughts, which I've announced to my students as my 10 rules for violinists. Oh yes, I'm sure that I've gone over these things in previous videos, so I won't go in great depth in my description of them. It'll just be a little superficial taster. Rule number 1, never press, be tight, or squeeze. All right? Now, with this rule, I'm sure you understand. It's in the left hand, it means no pushing up on the neck with a thumb or pressing with a thumb, squeezing, okay? That squeezing could cause us to be very tight. And that wouldn't be a very good place to start. What about the right hand? Well, with the right hand, we don't want to squeeze either. You know how you can squeeze with the thumb against the fingers? Because what that does is it causes a sound. It doesn't make us feel very good when we hear that, as opposed to when I don't squeeze. Let's be sure. Squeeze. The string doesn't oscillate as much. Not squeeze. Rule number 2, always create movement from your elbow in either arm. For example, if I want to shift, it's coming from my elbow. I'm shifting this way. Or with my right hand, I'm moving this way. It's coming from my elbow. Rule number 3, always leave at least 2 fingers on the string. Now pay attention, because I don't mean that we're engaging 2 fingers on the string. I mean, 1 finger is there and the other is touching the string. Again, if we were to engage both fingers or 3 fingers, it would break rule number 1. What do you say about chords? Are we to play a 3-note chord? Yeah. I'd have to put all of the 3 fingers down, right? But again, I don't want to break rule number 1. Rule number 4, stretch from the 4th finger back and not the 1st finger to the 4th. I mean, have a look. Much easier to go from here to here than from here to here. From here to here. So if I'm playing 10ths, I always want to come from my 4th finger back. Rule number 5, never move the same finger diagonally from one string to another. Suppose you were playing Fiocco's Allegro. And this part, use the 3rd finger for the F sharp. Otherwise, it's diagonal. All right, rule number 6. Always vibrate in the direction of the scroll. I want to vibrate this way towards the scroll, not towards me. I want it to go back, not. Rule number 7. only vibrate notes that are long enough to vibrate. What about sending? I vibrated the first note. Why? Because it's a dotted eighth. They're 30-second notes. They go too quick. Can't vibrate them. The E is a quarter note tied to an eighth. Long enough. I can vibrate it. Rule number 8, never draw your bow in a straight line. Remember we talked about figure eights. We don't want to draw our bow straight. It's this way, that way, but never straight. You know, it might look that way when you see someone play who's really good, but trust me. Here, let me pull away. You see? Wasn't straight. Rule number 9. Notes either go to another note or from another note. In other words, they go to another note, it's a crescendo, or from another note, a diminuendo. You might say it's an organic way of playing. We don't want things to become too straight, robotic. Finally, rule number 10. It's my personal favorite. When in doubt, always refer back to rule number 1. So my hope with exposing these basic rules, these thoughts, is that it will provoke in you the desire to take a deeper look into why we do the things we do. And with that, my name is William Fitzpatrick, and I am a Timiaka Professor of Violin at the Hall Musco Conservatory of Music, which is located on the campus of Chapman University in Orange, California. I am as well the Artistic Director of the MusiShare Young Artist Program, which is located in Costa Mesa, California.